Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Let's talk about something that has the entire NFL buzzing right now. News that could potentially shift the landscape for one of the most talked about teams in football. Yes, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and their rumored blockbuster trade involving Najee Harris. This is the kind of move that not only has Cowboys fans hyped, but also sends shockwaves throughout the league. If you're a fan of the star, this news could be a game changer for the franchise. All right, let's start with why Najee Harris is such a hot commodity. For those who've been living under a rock, Harris is one of the most talented running backs in the league today. Coming out of Alabama, he was an absolute force in college, showcasing a rare blend of power, agility, and versatility that made him a first-round draft pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over the past few seasons, he's been a workhorse for the Steelers, carrying the offense on his back during critical moments. But as great as he's been in Pittsburgh, there have always been whispers about how his skills could shine even brighter in a more dynamic offensive system. Enter the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have always been a franchise that thrives on making big moves. Jerry Jones, the man at the helm, is known for his love of splashy deals that get fans talking and keep the Cowboys in the spotlight. Let's face it, whether you love or hate the Cowboys, they know how to stay relevant. And this rumored trade for Najee Harris is no different. Reports suggest that Dallas has been eyeing Harris for quite some time, and with the way their roster is shaping up, it makes perfect sense. Now, let's think about why this move could be exactly what the Cowboys need. For the past couple of seasons, Dallas has been searching for that extra spark in their running game. Sure, Tony Pollard has been electrifying, but after the departure of Ezekiel Elliott, there's been a noticeable gap in the backfield. Pollard is great in his role, but can he carry the load for an entire season as a feature back? That's the big question. Adding someone like Najee Harris to the mix would not only relieve some of the pressure off Pollard, but also give the Cowboys one of the most formidable 1-2 punches in the NFL. Just imagine it for a second. You've got Dak Prescott under center, CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks stretching the field, and now a bruising yet nimble running back like Harris to keep defenses guessing. This kind of offensive versatility is what wins championships. And for a team like Dallas, which hasn't hoisted the Lombardi Trophy in decades, this might be the bold move that finally gets them over the hump. So, what would this trade mean for Najee Harris? On the surface, it's a win-win. Harris gets a fresh start with a team that has a legitimate shot at contending for a Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, the Steelers are a storied franchise with a rich history, but let's be honest, their offense has been inconsistent, to say the least. Harris hasn't always had the luxury of running behind a great offensive line or being in a system that fully maximizes his skill set. With Dallas, he'd have one of the best offensive lines in the league paving the way for him. That alone is enough to make any running back salivate. Let's not forget the marketability factor. Playing for the Dallas Cowboys is like stepping onto the biggest stage in football. The star on the helmet carries weight, and it's a brand that transcends the sport. For Harris, this could mean more endorsement deals, more recognition, and an even bigger platform to showcase his talents. And let's be real, every player dreams of playing in those high-stakes, primetime games with millions of eyes watching. Dallas offers that in spades. Of course, no trade comes without its challenges. For the Cowboys, acquiring Najee Harris likely means giving up some valuable assets. Rumors are swirling about what Dallas might have to part with to make this deal happen. Draft picks? A young player? The specifics aren't clear yet, But you can bet Jerry Jones is willing to pay the price if it means bolstering the team's chances of a deep playoff run. And honestly, can you blame him? The Cowboys' window to win is right now. They have a solid core of players, and adding a talent like Harris could be the missing piece. From the Steelers' perspective, trading Harris might seem puzzling at first. After all, he's been a cornerstone of their offense. But when you dig deeper, it starts to make sense. Pittsburgh is clearly in a transitional phase, trying to figure out their identity in a post-Ben Roethlisberger era. They've got young talent they're looking to develop, and moving Harris could free up cap space and bring in assets that help them build for the future. It's a tough pill to swallow, but sometimes even the best teams have to make these kinds of decisions to stay competitive long-term. Now, let's talk about the fan reaction. Cowboys Nation is buzzing with excitement, and for good reason. Adding a player of Harris's caliber would send a message to the rest of the league that Dallas is all in. It's the kind of move that energizes a fan base and fills stadiums. On the flip side, Steelers fans might feel a bit betrayed. Harris has been a fan favorite, and seeing him leave would undoubtedly sting. But as we all know, the NFL is a business, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made. Looking ahead, the potential impact of this trade on the NFC East cannot be overstated. The division is already one of the most competitive in football, with the Eagles, Giants, and Commanders all making strides. Adding Najee Harris to the Cowboys roster could tilt the balance of power in their favor. The Eagles, in particular, would have to take notice. Philadelphia has been the class of the division lately, but Dallas is clearly gunning for that top spot. A move like this could set up some epic showdowns that fans won't want to miss. And let's not forget about the bigger picture. If this trade goes through, it could set off a domino effect across the league. Other teams might feel the pressure to make their own blockbuster moves to keep up. That's the beauty of the NFL. It's a constant chess match, with teams always looking for that next big play to gain an edge. So what's the bottom line here? If this trade happens, it's a massive win for the Dallas Cowboys. It addresses a key area of need, adds another star to an already talented roster, and sends a clear message that this team is serious about winning. For Najee Harris, it's an opportunity to take his career to the next level and potentially win a championship. And for fans, it's yet another reason to be excited about the upcoming season. But here's the thing, this is all still unfolding. Nothing is set in stone yet, and as we've seen time and time again, the NFL is full of surprises. Will the Cowboys pull the trigger on this deal? Will the Steelers ultimately decide to part ways with their star running back? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, though this is a story worth keeping an eye on. All right, Cowboys fans, now it's your turn. What do you think about this potential trade? Are you hyped about the idea of Najee Harris in a Cowboys uniform? Do you think this is the move that finally gets Dallas back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more updates, analysis, and all things Cowboys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Go Cowboys!